Hello, my dear Cancer. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between June 1st till June 15, 2017, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I use the Legacy of the Divine Tarot by Ciro Marchetti, and I will start shuffling your cards. And I call the Divine with love and light, and I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Cancer viewers. So I want my dear Cancer to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So I also want to take the chance to tell you that Mars will transit from Gemini to Cancer June 1st. So you will have a little bit of warrior in your sign, masculine Mars, being able to say no, being able to put boundaries, being able to maybe also find out what you like and what you dislike, because this is intentions coming to you as well inside of yourself. Saying yes to some of them and no to some of them. So June 1st, Mars will transit from Gemini to Cancer, opposing Saturn that's going retrograde in Sagittarius. So you're also connected here to Sagittarius. And Venus will move from Aries to Taurus during this period and triangling Saturn, and will have a sextile connection to Mars during all this time. So you have like a little thing going on there. And we'll also have the full moon in Sagittarius, 9th of June, and Mercury moves from Taurus to Gemini. Jupiter in Libra is triangling the Sun, and Jupiter have been moving retrograde and will continue doing so until June 10 when it stations. So I will just tune in for a few seconds. So my dear Cancer, this is your future, and this is your now, and this is the past. So the now is probably the first half of June 2017, but whenever you watch this is probably the exact right time to see it. And you can also look at this video a couple of times during the period, so you might pick up on new things that you weren't aware of what I was talking about first, because you haven't come to that stage just yet. So the first card for you, Cancer, is the Magician. And the Magician is usually Mercury. And it's about using your logic mind to make the next step forward. And this is a little bit in the past. We have had Mercury moving retrograde. And we also have a lot of planets moving retrograde. Maybe making you like a little bit purified to become more the creator of your own life. Being able to take more risk and more chances and be more logical, getting more aware. The Magician is very well aware. It's a person that knows a lot of things because he has a high awareness, but he also uses a lot of his only logic and not so much heart. Sometimes the Magician can be very like a black magician, and he's going like on a thin line between good and evil. So sometimes it's good to take control and really try to manifest whatever you want in your life. And sometimes the Magician is sheer manipulation of other people, using your power. But if Cancer people do this, I think it's like you really need to learn this, how to take power, how to take control. So I think this is a good lesson for you. So next card for you is the Judgment Day. So Judgment number 20. 1, 2. Okay, Magician 1, Judgment 2. 2 plus 0 is 2. Okay, so this is raising of the dead, you can say. It's the Judgment Day is a situation where you have to experience the actual thing to understand it from all possible angles and views. So it's some great experience that you have gotten here, some great challenge that have made you very experienced. And it might be also that with this Magician card, when you finally are taking some kind of control over yourself and your life, you are actually freeing a big part of your own soul that has been maybe trapped down in the netherworld. So with the we had the 7 of Wands coming out, jumping when I said Mars moving into your sign, and Magician has almost the same clothes as this figure standing in the doorway here. And so I think it's something big going on here, where you are being more familiar with putting borders and boundaries, and being able to stand in your own strength. Making a judgment call that will forever change your life. And this is in the past, and for most of you, for some of you watching in May, this might still be an energy that's going on. So the next card here is Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords is this Gemini energy, and I said that Mars was transit from Gemini to Cancer. So Gemini is a sign of also, like Magician, very vivid logic, like thinking a lot, also charging forward with their decision that they have fought forward. So it's like a warrior, this one. So you might have taken, like, in control your own way of acting, and now you're forging ahead like a warrior here. You have maybe done something that's a little bit out of character for you, that's very decisive, and it's like you have taken a decision. It might have been like sometimes with the Knight of Swords, it can be like a hasty decision, a bit irrational. You don't know all the things just yet. So Knight of Swords is thinking a lot, and thoughts alone is sometimes having problem with seeing the whole picture. But you have the Judgment Day here as well. So I think this was kind of what the doctor was ordering, that you needed to do this. You needed to charge ahead and do something that was a little bit brave and a little bit out of character. We'll see a little bit more what it is. It might be another person as well that have been trying to manipulate you, and maybe you have risen to some kind of conclusion with this person, being able to see this from an above situation, so you can make your own judgment call, and maybe see much more clearer what was really going on here in your life. So good. Okay, next card is King of Swords. So we see here King of Swords is like a judge, and here you have the police force, and here you have the judgment. So it's almost like a trial here has been going on. It might be like an air sign in your life, but with this Mars transit to Gemini that will soon happen. This is in the past, I reckon. Mars were in Gemini, but it was kind of preparing to go into Cancer next. So it seems like this was an important energy for you to have Mars in Gemini. Gave you some strength and some logic and some power to be able to make a very logic decision. Like you saw something from above. Yeah, maybe you were maybe you were able, to see some trickstery that was going on in your life, that someone wasn't really showing their true face, or that someone was kind of playing you or manipulating you, and you were able to catch this person in the act and almost act like them in this decision that you made, this judgment call that you made, forging ahead. So I think that you really have taken in your opposite energy here. It's air, of course, so the opposite energy is fire. Magician is fiery, but I think anyway that this with logic instead of only heart has been awakened within you, so you can do something that was like a logical decision, where you, both the King of Swords here and the Judgment is very seeing things with those, it's the wings. We have wings in all those cards, you can see this, but here it comes out from the ears, here it comes from the shoulder blades. So this is a little bit more impulsive. This is well thought through. It's like you have lived a situation maybe over and over many times, and finally you find a solution. You found a solution to what you were supposed to do here, to manage maybe difficult people in your life. Knight of Swords together with Magician can sometimes be a person that wants to use you for their own purposes. And it might be that you uses people for their own purposes, your own purposes as well. Here we have a little page of coins. So we have earth and air. That's opposites anyway. I think that you are a teacher in this situation for a young energy, someone that they might not be young, but they're acting young, and it's like a person playing with toy cars, what I see here. So I think this magician might be like a difficult person in your life that actually you were there to teach them something, and you rose to this occasion and you taught them something with the Judgment and the King of Swords here. The difficulty is that they seem to might still be your disciple, or you are still mirroring yourself in this person, because here they are getting like purified from the Magician and the Knight of Swords. That's kind of tricky and manipulating and jumping into conclusion and thinking that everyone must think like me. So they thinking that every person is the same. So if themselves are tricky, they are going to think that you are tricky as well. But here they have done some purification and becoming like more pure and honest. So it looks like they are still your disciple. They are still yours to kind of teach. In the same way, of course, this is something being mirrored in you. So you might have been forced to awaken like logic powers in your life and maybe become a little bit manipulating too. And I try to say this when I feel this being called to, that for you cross watchers, this will probably be Cancer that has been behaving a little bit manipulative, because it's usually not the persons that's very much in their head and using schemes and skills to get their ways. They are usually not into tarot that much. They are usually more logic, not connecting with the divine feminine here, the Cancer. Here you have the Three of Cups. So we have the Magician and Three of Cups. So I think anyway, you are doing this for love. You are using your power to create love and abundance in your life. You want to have like adventure and happiness. And with this energy that has been going on here for you, it seems like there haven't been much of a connection. It has been like people being rather ice cold to each other and trying to play tricks on one another and winning over one another and being the one that outsmarts the other. But it still seems like it was for to make a loving connection. Three of Cups being bad situated can sometimes be a love triangle, of course, but in other cases it's the Holy Trinity, like two people being together and creating a third entity, like this relationship, this connection, this beautiful bond between one another. And it's also happiness and creativity coming from the depths of you. So the Magician, maybe you are working on some arts and crafts or some talents that you have that you are picking forward and kind of mastering here. And it's because it makes you happy. So, and for some of you, this mastering might be within love or love relationship, that you have mastered like another level of love. This is Cancer, and it's Trinity. It's also mother, father, child, and you working together with another person and the divine upon a relationship or some creative endeavor here. Something that you want to manifest. You want to have like a happy life. You want to have adventures in your life and things going on that's blissful and joyful. And it seems here that it was more stale and disconnected. Like this is water, and this is more like a concrete building, like very strict and masculine in a way. But yeah, okay, we move on here. The next card is the Devil, and it comes underneath the Judgment. So as I said with what I saw with the Knight of Swords here, I think that you call the person on their behavior, maybe not directly, but you kind of exposed what they were doing. They were acting from their shadow, probably manipulating you or pulling your strings or trying to get the upper hand of you. It can be earth or air sign or any kind of sign. Here we have Capricorn as well. So it can be fire, water, whatever. It's just showing the mindset of that person, and the mindset of that person was to outsmart you and to do something for their own purposes. So it might be you that have done this as well. But as I said, usually those people are not watching tarot that much. So we have here the devil. The devil is, of course, also talents, actually, being like things with yourself that you have been putting in the basement. So this might be like this with the magician, might be a new talent of yours. I think that you always had it. If it's a shadow coming up, this with manipulation and being able to kind of create your own future, being brave enough to actually take a decision that might have like only one outcome, because Cancer usually wants to keep all options open and don't want to make people mad or don't want to close doors on anyone or burn bridges. But here I feel that you have done something that was you were seeing something from above, like some trick or magic or shadow work going on, someone trying to manipulate you or treat you in abusive ways, and you are not so very fond of this. So you had to pick up your talent from the netherworld, like from the devil here, and this talent were to be able to also play tricks and mind games, maybe right back at them. And so when you saw that, okay, maybe you learned through a long period of time that a certain person was acting in a certain way, and eventually they caught your eye here with you seeing what they were doing, because first maybe you had this very pure intentions and like thinking that everyone is nice and no one would actually do this, and of course she loves me or he loves me, and of course this is a great friend, and but then you start to think that what's going on here? It's something going on. It's something tricky. It's something fishy. It's like I don't see the whole picture. So you rose above and you saw the whole picture, probably with maybe becoming a little bit more detached from your feelings. Because if we really love someone, a friend or a family member or a partner, we can have a little bit trouble to see their flaws. It's like an adjustment in our brain, so we will love people even if they are difficult. But maybe you were able to rise above this and see through the loving haze what the person was actually doing, and you were starting to make counter moves with this. And this is actually an old skill of yours. You have already had it like before, but probably you put it in the basement or in the shadowy realms because you knew that the power of this is very destructive, and it's a price you will pay with karma. If you're hurting other people or manipulating them, you're doing so from a level of unconsciousness and to gain some personal egocentric goal, and this is always going to lash back at you. But here with the Judgment and the Devil, I think that you actually needed this skill. You needed to be able to see things from above, from a very logic point of view, and do some, it's like I get the sense of playing chess here, like you have been playing chess with someone and counter acting with their movements. Like if they have put forward their farmer or threatening your queen, you have been doing some counter movement for this. And this was an old talents of you that has been brought up from the shadows. And this was probably what this whole situation was all about, for you to become a little bit more logic, being able to see people as they really are, like without any illusions, like see through their tricks and mind games and actually call them, it's different what people say. They can say, I love you, I want to be with you, I want what's best for you, but they can act like in total opposite way. And maybe you believe them to start with, but you don't believe them anymore. Not with those cards. You can see them true and true, I guess. But sometimes with the devil also, it will relapse. It's like when you are actually doing this decision and maybe calling them on their thing that they have been doing, and you might like go back into the forgetfulness here and like remember how nice it was to be together with them, or and to have their support in one way. And also it's a little bit of an addiction, might be a little bit of an addiction. So try to snap out of it again if you are going back there, if you're kind of relapsing into, well, she was so nice, or he was always doing like this, and I will never find another friend or lover that will actually give it a rest. You have already seen this. When you still are in this state, if you can remember it now, try to write it down. Like what was it? What kind of conclusion did you came forward with? What was it that you saw? Because it can be really important to have this oversight, this view, when you are going back into this energy where you kind of still love them and still are addicted to this situation. So here we have the Chariot. So the Chariot is this Knight of Swords, the Gemini energy, and we have Mars moving from Gemini to your sign. This is actually Sagittarius here in Cancer, but imagine that this is Gemini and Cancer instead, because this is what's going on, and we see the wings here. So there's a plan. This person has a plan, so you need to have a plan as well, because it might be that they are going to manifest this plan and maybe come charging back into your life, because it seems like you have been doing some kind of statement or doing some kind of maybe said something that you thought was going to end the story, and maybe put them on their place, or make them pure and honest, and make them see what it is that they were doing. But I don't think they have done this at all. With the King of Swords and the Chariot, Knight of Swords and the Chariot, these are the true warriors of the deck here. So they come charging back here, and that might be good news for you if you have started longing for them here and feel very addicted by them. So if they come back, that might be what you have wished for, that maybe you will regret the whole thing with making this decision, and now this friend, this job opportunity or love situation, whatever it is coming charging back here. So this is, of course, if this energy relapses, it's something that you need to learn from this situation still. So maybe not only they are the disciple, maybe you are as well. The Chariot is, of course, long-term plans for you as well. You need to take in this, you need to keep this, as I said, write this down, what you have come forward with, this this thing that you saw, write it down so you can keep it, because it's like you need to pull in this energy. You need to be like this. This is why you have had this person or these different people in your life. So you were able to see this, that not all human beings have like an open heart and being pure and honest and telling like everything. Some people carry lies, and they don't say what they mean. They manipulate you and trick you because they want you to maybe become addicted to them, or they want to use and abuse you, like the devil here. So this is what you need to be mindful of right now, to be able to be Cancer, like, yes, want love and happiness in your life, but also be able to have this Sagittarius, the more protective energy of you, that you won't stay with a person that's not good for you or using or abusing you. Because the Sagittarius energy, we have a lot of Sagittarius energy right now with Cancer, this Mars opposing Saturn that's going retrograde in Sagittarius. So it's about you are not going to accept things if they are not in the way that you wanted them. If you have asked for one thing, maybe like a person becoming more honest and they still lying, then you need to use this Sagittarius energy to say, no, this is not what I want. This Seven of Wands energy, like, no, and putting a boundary and saying, or we have boundaries, but we also have like deal breakers. And if a person maybe go back to their old behavior, that might be a deal breaker. So you need to be able to protect this beautiful Cancer energy that we have here, the white horse, the purity. You want to connect in love and rejoice with your lover and everything, but they need to be worthy of you. Okay? So next card here is the Emperor, and it comes underneath the King of Swords. So it might both indicate that you need to become more like an emperor, like having those boundaries and taking care of your kingdom. Is the Sun here, so being aligned with your soul and the birds of prey and the wings, seeing things from above. And this is kind of a personality trait that you need to start cultivating, like through and through. This is also going to help the divine masculine into manifesting in more beautiful shapes and forms when people that's pure and honest and loving start to become more masculine in this way, being able to put boundaries and deciding upon a goal and keeping that goal. It's like I want you to be more, like a little bit more proud of yourself, have a little bit more self-respect, have your boundaries, have character, be able to have self-control. So this might also indicate that you have like that this person that has been like a trouble in your life might still be on, like the relationship might still be on here. If this was a masculine person, if this was a feminine person that did this to you, we'll see. Okay, this is the Emperor. So sometimes when the Emperor comes, and it comes underneath like a dressed card, it's like this person is still for you, it's still your person. And we have also same-sex relationships and things like that. So you have to interpret this like with your own intuition, like feel your way through. And if you get a thought like, well, that's that person, then you know this is your interpretation together with your intuition. So we can have actually many different people here. Actually, it can be a group of people being difficult for you to handle. But you are doing so with great skills, I think. You are not forgetting this love connection, but you are becoming much more decisive and using your logic mind here. The next card here underneath the Page of Coins is the Lovers. So that was a little bit what I sensed from the beginning, that you have made like a strict judgment call here and probably told them something that you felt were maybe a little bit irrational, but it was something that needed to be said. But I feel that they are still yours in some way. It's still on. You still have more things that you need to mirror with one another. So the Lovers with the Page of Coins, if it's an air sign person in your life, they have actually been working very hard on taking in their earth energy, becoming more grounded, stable, more connected to their body, listen more to their body. But they are in a very young state still, so you need to know that they haven't really got this earth connection. They are still like satellites out in space, and they don't really know love. So you're probably there to teach them one thing or two about love, about how it is to be in a human body and to feel this longing and connection and having needs and wants. And it's a beautiful mission that you might have, but it's also very tricky because sometimes you can be stuck like on years on end with a person that's very disconnected from their feelings, and I don't want that for you. I want you to have love in your life, but it seems like love will come here, but in the shape of form of maybe like an abusive person, or a person with a great shadow, a person that doesn't know like half of themselves, like an air person doesn't know their earthy self, like disconnecting from their body and pretending that they are heartless machines. I'm not saying, I'm generalizing, of course. Air signs can be very vulnerable and empathic and loving. It depends on, it's this yin and yang energy. We have 69 here, Cancer, but for me this is a little bit more yin and yang. being able to, you either go down as the perpetrator or as the victim. We need contrasts here to be able to see ourselves, to mirror ourselves. And this is your mirror, of course. This masculine energy here. Even if it's a girl, it's a masculine energy. This with playing tricks and mind games, it's very masculine. So even if you have to deal with, like, it's your girlfriend, and so it's still this masculine energy with manipulation, and you need to see it. You need to start to see it, like rise above it, and see that this person is actually mirror something within you, that they want to be shown through this contrast. Because the contrast, if everything was just white, you weren't able to see the other person. If you were both pure and honest and white, so white as snow, everything would be snow, you wouldn't see anything. But due to things being in different colors and shapes, you will be able to mirror yourself in this other person and see them. And the contrast in between, it's what's matter. Like, how does it make you feel? That's kind of the key for you, because this is, of course, about you as well, not just about this tricky, mindful person that's having a plan here with manipulation. Okay, so it might be a plan within love also, how to kind of trap this person that's very disconnected. But it's, as I said, the feeling that this contrast is giving you, like being victim, perpetrator, want love, doesn't want love, this feeling, it's the key. Stay with it, because it's the gateway to your own body and to your own mindfulness state. Be in, every time you get agitated or in anxiety, feel that feeling, stay with it. It will be the entrance straight into your body, and you will become in this mindfulness state again if you just don't resist your impulses and your feelings. Just go with them, and you will be in your body, and eventually this won't feel as pain or uncomfortable feelings anymore. It's just the key to entrance this beautiful inner paradise that you have. So this was in the now, and here we have your future. So we have a Knight of Wands, so that's Sagittarius again. So we have here the Magician, Mercury, Cancer, and Sagittarius, actually. So I think that you are actually learning to communicate more about what you really want in love, like what's really making you happy, what really making you rejoice. So you're able to take kind of control over your life here and be much more, it's like you're being able to envision this, what you want, and being really strong about having it. You don't want anything else. You don't want half-sis, like things that's only half of what you want, or like a person saying that they love you but actually not showing it, or a person telling that they will stop doing this but they actually don't. People saying that they want to be connected to you but acting like they don't want to. So I think you have been through this little bit disconnected person. You have been able to see what it is that you really want. It might be a disconnected archetype within you as well. And we have here two knights, a Knight of Wands, a Knight of Swords, together with a Devil. So the Knight of Swords is also a warrior. It's like this, but it's sometimes a spiritual warrior. Knight of Swords is a warrior with steel and armor and swords, but this is with fire. So fire and air together is a really like explosive mix, and you have the Devil in between here. The Devil is Capricorn, and we have Pluto moving retrograde in Capricorn. Pluto is death. So I think you're going to really change your personality, Cancer. I think you're going to become something that you have not been before. I think you're going to train your brain to see things more clearly. I think you're going to train your brain to be able to see what people are actually doing, instead of looking through your pink glasses at this beautiful world that's actually an illusion. I think you have taken the pill and waking up from the matrix. This is what I've seen. Now you can identify the people that's not really acting nice in your life, and you can say no to them. because you want something else. And this would be lovely for people on earth. I know that we need to teach people that don't know about love. We need to teach them about love. That's of course, that's so. But if I'm feeling also this little pull towards like nice people getting together with nice people, and the perpetrators needs to grow up. They are a little bit spoiled. They have been like being able to do whatever they want. They have had like a big flock of sheep they can just tune into and say, oh, you are looking good, you I want to manipulate and use and abuse. And now there's not going to be any victims anymore. So the perpetrators might like actually have to deal with one another. And that will be also very educational for them, because they will meet themselves. And if you have a child and you are spoiling it all the time, it will grow up like to a person that thinks that the whole world is evolving around them. So you might have this kind of person in your life, like someone that thinks the whole world is evolving around them, and you are supposed to do the things that you have always done to make them feel happy and rejoiced. And when you don't anymore, because you have called their bluff, they're going to come charging in here, like the devil and the emperor, and maybe want something from you. But I think you have grown up. You have taken in this energy, so now you also have this skill. I think you have changed your personality. You have changed your brain waves in some way. You have taken in something else. You have become more. You have taken in your other side, of course. Okay, so next card here underneath the Judgment and the Devil is Ace of Cups. So love is still the most important thing for you. Even if you have to go to war, it's still the most important thing. You're still going to be like this carrier of the water energy. But it's also like you have seen more of your addictions, like how your emotions might have put you in certain addictive states and putting you together with addictive, like people that you are addicted to maybe. So what I want you to do is take the feelings as information. They are not like always the truth. It's information, and it's, as I said, it's the gateway to your body. It's a gateway to your mindfulness state, being able to be here and now. So use these emotions as the key to entrance your body. Don't use these emotions like, oh, I'm still in love with this person even though they hurt me. I don't think that's it. I think that you have been addicted to a certain kind of mind pattern, maybe a certain kind of grief or a certain kind of state victim mentality that has made you addicted. I don't think that it's your emotions that makes you addicted at all. I think that underneath it all, it might not have been real love. It might be that you have just been addicted to a certain people triggering your stress hormones, people triggering your different chemicals being released in your body. So and this was feeling nice, it was feeling homey because this was something you have experienced before, and now you need to become your pure self, like your pure you, like really, like very strong. The Judgment is actually like the marriage between the night and the day, and that will create the child. That's Horus, and Horus are like a person being able to see everything exactly as it is. So I think you will become like your true pure self here, like very much like a loving creature, but also with this ability to fight back or to play chess if necessary. We also see this Ace of Cups to the Chariot to the King of Swords. So I think this, I feel that this new love or this pure love of yours is going to be protected by your newfound way of being very logical, of being very aloof, of not taking things personally. Also, I think you have to let go of control. The King of Swords can be very controllable, and that might not be so good for the Chariots to move forward. So let go of control. You can't change like another person. They can change. People can change, but you can't change them. You can change yourself, and when you change you, people might tag along and also change together with you. but let go of control, maybe also of your own impulses, because here we see that you actually did something that was a bit of out of character from you, and it might have like shifted your whole personality. So do this more times. It will be very beneficial to actually like not use your old I think you're very compassionate with other people, and you try to make them everyone happy, and now you are thinking a little bit more about what's coming out of this also for you, and that is grounded in self-love. And when you are becoming like loving yourself and accepting yourself and respecting yourself, you're going to be much more grounded, and this adult energy that's coming down here from this King of Swords here. So you are able to hold your own loving energy, and that's going to make you very strong and brave, and being able to say, you know, I'm sorry, I love you, and do a lot of like brave and like, okay, I love you, but we can't be together because this and this and this. I'm sorry. And become very leveled. It's like you're becoming very emotionally mature, and because you're taking better care of yourself and carrying yourself better, like with more self-control and more seeing things like with truth, without the illusions. And here you have a Two of Cups, so it seems like love is still there between you and this person, this young reckless energy. And you have 1, 2, 3, and you have the Devil and Sagittarius in the Chariot in this realm as well. So I think you as Cancer have taken in your fire energy, and you might have an air person in your life that needs to take in their earth energy, but it might be very much different constellations here. We have Aries here, we have Capricorn, Aquarius, Gemini, and Cancer, of course, and Sagittarius. So it's a little bit different energy here. So next card here is Three of Wands, and this is when they come back and offer you this love and a new start. Maybe you know that it's going to be like, this is still your shadow, so they are still not going to be like exactly what you want, but it's new love here with them anyway. And you also have a shadow, so you can't really blame them for having one. And here's the King of Swords, the Emperor, very strong and decisive. Like, this is your father figure. This is your masculine archetype. So whenever you do anything, think like, what would Jesus have done? What would someone that loved themselves have done? What would Buddha have done, or Muhammad, or whatever works for you? Like, and do this, like act from this state of divine masculine grace. Being able to make decisions that's good for each and everyone, not only for you, but also for you. Because this energy is like your father archetype, it will take care of you. And here you have the Three of Wands. So Three of Wands is like an energy that where you have decided upon something and you are going to have it this way or no way at all. It's very decisive. It's the Three of Wands. So you have really, this is your dream. This is what you want. And as you have this masculine energy here and this very judgmental, like seeing things from an above perspective, having a plan, having a strategy. So you know now how to recognize also this, what you want. So you won't fall for illusions anymore or people playing tricks on you. So that's very wonderful with this Three of Wands. So yes, you will accept love if they will be able to prove themselves that there actually have been some kind of change here. In other case, you will move on with the direction that you've already chosen, like something that's for you. And what's going to make you happy. That's the important thing. Not how you can make this other person happy again. Like you might feel, your shadow might be like you feel a little bit ashamed and they might be sad and things. And this was not what you wanted. But so you need to be very, have a strategy and a plan also for if they come back, okay? Because I know with you, Cancer, you have been waiting for something forever and ever. And here you don't wait anymore. It's like, well, this is like going on this on your own, maybe starting to date other people and find out like even more if like that one I don't like that one, this I want more of, this I want less of. It's very decisive, and it seems like it's new love or old love. We'll see. It's really up to you what you decide. You have the fire hose of energy here. You can point it in any direction you want, so you have a lot of power here. With the Page of Coins here and the Lovers, and we have also the Moon. If there's still a lot of things to be sorted out through love relationships, maybe this love relationship. The Moon card is about illusions, so you might have even deeper things that with you mirror yourself and contrasting yourself against this person might give you even more of these epiphanies that you just have gotten. So there might be more to learn from this person 18. It's 1 + 8. It's the hermit stage, like self-realization. You might be hurt again by this person in new and inventive way, like new and imaginative ways. You have the Moon and the Magician and beginning of this reading. So they might find new ways to hurt you, new tricky ways to hurt you that will actually reveal even more of those places with yourself where you have been unconscious and not seeing the truth. So it might not be that this game is over. You might wish it would be, but it might not be. And it's still something with the divine masculine here. So maybe there's more to it. Maybe it's more that you want to have revealed, and so maybe there's more painful things that you can discover in this relationship and actually do something about. So this person that might act like a perpetrator might actually be like your savior or your angel coming down here and doing things that's making you waking up. It's like you have put them here, you told them to come here in this time and to wake you up, and you were probably here to wake them up as well. And I think also this can be the pain that you have also awakened in the other person, and that was very splendid, because we see here this person might be struck with very heavy emotions when you are being like this, a little bit my way or the highway kind of thing. So they might need to actually face their emotions. Maybe they don't have to be with other perpetrators to be able to see what they are doing. Maybe they can be with you if you are strong enough. But then you need to be strong enough and decisive enough, and like do this for the love that you know, don't let your vision of love be tainted by someone else's more distorted view of love. That love can be something that's very hurtful. It shouldn't be. It should be like warm and generous and loving, supporting, making you feel safe, making you feel like the most loved person on earth. So of course love does other things too, but this is it's there to both like give you joy but also making you see yourself. So but you need to know the end goal, like find out what it is that you want in a relationship. What kind of personality skills or traits do you want the other person to have, and search for that in your endeavor here to search for happiness within love. So, okay, I will take some cards to advise you a little bit further about how to act against tricky people that are a little bit disconnected from their heart. See here. Oh, yes. Pay a lot of attention to details, like if they are sending you joys in the text message that's not really feeling lovable, that's a detail. If they are saying something, you feel like this itch, like this, it's a little bit like weight on your chest, but it's like a little thing. It's like nothing that really, you can't really feel what it is what they were saying that made you upset, stay with that feeling, stay with what they said, and make a thorough analyze with this magnifying glass, and think that you are dealing with like someone doing something underneath the surface. They are doing something against you underneath the surface. You don't have to be like untrust, becoming like this very scared person, afraid of getting hurt or betrayed. It's not this. Of course, they are going to betray you, but since you are now a much more awakened spirit, you won't really mind that, because it's only ego that mind being humiliated. You just want to learn what this person had to teach you. So you become more aware with their actions. They are making you more aware, because they are doing some kind of deceitful actions that you are supposed to expose. Like, not being like, oh, I saw you did this, for yourself, exposing this. Like, you see them, you watch them, you check on their moves, you check on how they make you feel, and you call them like on their bluff, like with, if they are trying to, well, I know we said that we were going to meet up on Saturday, but I'm actually going out with my friends. And then you said, okay, okay, whatever. You know that they are doing this to hurt you. You know it because you have seen it before. So what you do is to say, okay, yes, do that. I actually have also a date on Saturday. I will go out with this and this friend. And you see to that you are busy this day, or you don't have to, just keep away. But whatever, when this is happening, the next time the persons want to make an appointment with you, maybe you will say that, well, there's no idea, because now the last 3 times when we have made up schedules for dating, you haven't shown up, so I'm not really interested in making another appointment. And this is where the second card comes in. You expose this, and then you need to have discipline, armor, boundaries. Don't fall for this. You want to have fun, and this is the most important thing in your life. No, not to any cost, not to any price. You need to become more like this emperor thingy here. Try to be more decisive. Like, is this the behavior that you want from a person? Someone's standing you not coming to the dates that you have been scheduling? No, probably not. This is not the idea of the man or the woman of your dreams. So boundaries, you need to. And even if you're so scared, you put these boundaries, and to whatever cost, because this is about you building up this new persona of self-respect and self-love. And you are also helping other people with this, because when you are being able to put boundaries, other people in your situation will feel this energetic cord, and they will also be able to put boundaries. And more people will arise to this, and less people are going to get away with acting like abusive persons or manipulative persons, because there's no one left to manipulate, because you're so awake, you see everything now, and you put up boundaries when you see this. If someone is like what I said, I know it was this with M Joyce, this was a bit unclear, but if someone sends you bad M Joyce, you send them back. Or if they are breaking some kind of trust, you don't have to hold that trust either. And it doesn't have to be like revenge. It's just like it's the same rules applying to both of you. Okay, boundaries, really important. It's all about boundaries here. This is how you managed to do this little bit of revolution here, where you actually took over the reins of control. So past life oracle card. See what's going on here. Okay, so we have the mother in prison. So what you need is, of course, a better masculine, divine masculinity. The masculinity that we have seen the last 2,000 or 4,000 years has been very distorted. It has been like one of power and control, and using and abusing and manipulating, and being perpetrator. And divine femininity has actually been in prison. We can see her erased from the Holy Bible, for example, and from other places just erased, because the mother, is very hard, is an energy that's very fluid, and it's making people become more themselves, authentically themselves, listening to their own soul. You need to go through your feminine side to reach God. Through your masculine side, you reach your logic mind. So that's good too. You need this tool too. But to reach God, you need to go through your body, through your feminine side. And if people can't reach like the divinity, their own spirituality, you can keep them present. You can keep them like slaves forever and ever. But when the true divine masculinity, here's also persecution and inquisition, and this is, well, how feminine authority has been treated for many thousands of years. So when you are waking up this divine masculinity, that's actually stepping up for the weak ones, the nice people, starting to say no and put boundaries to bad people. Like you seeing someone hurting an old lady or whatever, you go there and you say no. This is the divine masculinity. The Jesus energy. It was supposed to come like 2,000 years ago. The divine masculinity was supposed to, it was supposed to be a more equal era. Like these last 2,000 years were supposed to be like the two Pisces, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, like ruling together. But it wasn't like this. This era was kidnapped by authority that wanted to keep this, and they did so with violence. They took away our skills to healing ourselves, to medical herbs and stuff, because it was a challenge to their authority, like being able to have control over the money, control over your health, control over your body. So this is what you are going to free with you becoming like, start with yourself, start with the person in the mirror, like your own self, and become more like the divine masculine. And this will actually, well, it's 2,000 years too late, but better late than never, okay? So my dear Cancer, I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care, and I hope to see you again in the middle of June. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye.